Hey folks, it's Terry Crews
and Roy Cruz here.
This is the final game as it all comes down to the last two teams in the matchup.
You may be seeing things for one where it's unfavorable for the Chicago Blackhawks, but there's another one for the two teams as New York Rangers and Detroit Red Wings celebrates their 100th anniversary for our teams of the season.
To this matchup, this is where we finish things off for Game 16 of the NHL 26.
It's the New York Rangers, and they face against the Detroit Red Wings at Little Caesars Arena.
My next commentary broadcast partners will be MePhone11, since you already know for the first game, but now he's with Son of Beast, and the third commentary of the crew is Clayton.
Tonight's going to be a great night as we are finishing up Pride, and let's see how this game turns to be the finish of the night.
For tonight's starting goaltenders for New York Rangers is Igor Shesterkin, and for the Detroit Red Wings, we have it across is John Gibson and Cam Talbot. But tonight, it will be Gibson, the starting goaltender for Detroit Red Wings.
Let's have a look at the X-Factor players starting with the visiting team of the New York Rangers. We know about Igor Shesterkin. He's one of the post-to-post of the Blakers, and he has a miraculous annual crease stage in the game. With Adam Fox, he has a send-it pass and a tape-to-tape zone who makes it powerful, precise, and passes. Vincent Trocheck has a quick draw and a no-contest zone. And one of our alternative captain is Mika Zibanejad. He only makes the quick release and a tape-to-tape zones. With JT Miller, he only makes a spark plug and the no-contest zone. Since after playing in 2017-18 season, he now returns since 2022. Then Alexis Lafreniere with the only tape-to-tape zones and the ankle breaker. Then across is Will Cooley with the quick release and unstoppable force. And last but not least is Matthew Rempe, Trulensis destructive shoulder checks. You might be seeing on Matt Rempe after making the beat and making a lot of fight with the initiative playoff round. It's great to have the check.
Now let's go over to the other side of it. As for Detroit Red Wings, brings out one of their best players. We're starting off with Dylan Larkin. He's the captain for the Detroit Red Wings, who makes wheels, quick draws, and born leader. Lucas Raymond, who has also a quick release and a deceptive quick shots, and the pressure T zones. Alex Dimperkit, with only the elite edges and the quick release. Mort Sider, with only the unstoppable Trulensis and the warrior kit. Patrick Kane, who always knows its beauty backhand and the tape-to-tape with the ankle breaker. And Drew Kopp is the only one player left for the quick draw and the face-off. And finally, it never brings us their 100th anniversary of the season. So that's it for now. Let's get down to business. Off to Motor City in Detroit. And as the Wings ready to see how they can able to answer it off, it might be a win or not. Now let's get things on the board. Rangers, Wings, next on EA Sports.
See you later for the post-game show after the intermissions, and we'll be back with you soon right after this. Now, enjoy the final game of the regular season. Motor City is the place to start. I'm MePhone11 and I'm here on my broadcast partner along with Son of Peace and Center Ice's Clayton. Motor City at Little Caesars Arena as we're ready for the puck drop. 100th anniversaries. Both teams as we're ready for the puck drop. And we are underway in Detroit. Starting goaltenders for the New York Rangers is Igor Shesterkin. And for the Red Wings, it's John Gibson. The start-off will be on Detroit as now Schneider will start things up behind the net. He'll send a deep pass zone, now finding Zibanejad. Zibanejad will start it off across. It's to Gavrikov. Red Wings takes a lot of defensive effort on the defensive efforts. Try to watch back and forth looking for Schneider. Schneider looks off to Miller. Miller on a shot. Big save by Gibson. And that will be his first save of the game for Detroit Red Wings. As playing for the better effort, it's getting closer to the postseason as the Red Wings may have a shot
to stay in the game if they can make their advantage to the postseason. There's a little bit of a big pros and cons this point. They're doing so well this season, but the other teams given a little bit of a disadvantage for a disappointment effort to try to keep their postseason back in the game. And one thing must know for the Red Wings haven't made it back to the postseason since 2014, going to start off for its Stanley Cup playoffs in the range. Well, the better season only happens with Detroit Red Wings. And you know, what happens with the only one that makes it pretty, like, unaccumulated by their own, they really are trying to work everything. When nobody really would say this is that Will Cooley, and as for the New York Rangers, they're already been out, and they're already been eliminated for this season. It's biggest disadvantagement, but I'm going to tell you now about this. They're not always playable to make it aggressive, but that really makes it hard to try to make them swear out of it. He'll send it around the net. Now here's another one to Schneider. Robertson, right fighting in the middle. It's taken away by Lucas Raymond. Dylan Larkin with a big wheel. Robertson kicks it back. Now back to Schneider. Big booze on him. Now back to Lafreniere, outside of the range, in his zone. Looking for Carrick, and a shot that is off and deflected on the stick. Kicks it around the net, now back to Lafreniere. Lafreniere looks over to Schneider, and a shot. Blocker saved that by Gibson. Here's Edmondson, the other way for Detroit. Detroit on a very release, and that goes off of the defender of Robertson. That goes off the glass, and it's rebounded by the Red Wings. Chance for Edmondson. A shot save by Shesterkin. Shesterkin will hold a pop in with a save with only 15-19 remaining. Just look at how Casper happened with that. He only does this, but then when you go with that, he gets wiped out. And Schneider takes a little hit. That's where it becomes because Detroit fans really don't like this smart, crucial play. That could definitely really hurt. Casper's trying to fight back, and he doesn't really want to get away with this. Here's Andrew Kopp, only the quick face-off wins. He's trying to look for his winning percentage over to Lava and over the rest of the Detroit Red Wings to try to go with the face-off on the win. That gets off of the way. Debercat doesn't get right through it, and the rebound goes to Offman. The New York Rangers are back in the offensive zone. He'll fire that one around the net. And here's Morrow. The pass back again to Buchanan. Finding to Taylor Radius. Radius will reset the group here. Now finding to Morrow. Morrow shoots it deep. Big save by Gibson. More at Snyder. Now finding to Cade. Cade looks it over to Cup. The Red Wings are back into Detroit in the New York territory. The front kick. Back to Snyder. Snyder looks at Edmondson. A shot release off the defender and rebounded by Cup. Cade outside to Snyder. Snyder shot saved by Shesterkin. Rebound by the Wings. And puck goes out of here. Now the rebound will be picked up as now Edmondson back in the zone. No kind of motion play. That one gets right behind. And now this was sent out to Lava. Lava looks to Radius. And JT Comfort kicks it away. Rasmussen to find an Edmondson for Detroit. Edmondson looking it off. He goes for the smackdown. Edmondson gets it back. Here's Rasmussen. Nowhere to find up as New York gets out of here. And now here's Radius the other way. Send the pass to Miller. Miller's shot. Glove save by Gibson. Edmondson goes right to Raymond and out of New York territory. And now Raymond in. Approaching. Shot saved by Shesterkin. Shesterkin will hold it on with only 12:05 remaining. What a chance ever for JT Miller. He almost had that one with a quick snap on the goal, but that one did not get in through. And as Shesterkin, he really had that one with the glove picked up. That's a lot of the hardest under control. Various shots. It's off of Boyle Borgen. And here's another one to Mika Zibanejad. Fires up and around the net, and now JT Miller. Miller. Foul along the boards. And it's rebounded by the Wings Rangers. Perrault shoots, saved by Gibson, and rebound by Ren Riestad. Over now to Sandeep Pelika. Comfer, great move here. Shot, saved by Shesterkin. Now Will Borgen went down with the hit. Will Cooley goes right to Mika Zibanejad. Zibanejad pulls it in, saved by Gibson. 10:50 remaining in the first period. He'll stop that in to get ready for our puck drop. What a great chance for James Remistad. And that defensive effort makes that one with the hit. That goes to the great defenders. And you just got to collide on it. You got a little help. That goes right into the board and went down. All right, let's head on over to Clayton for the start off for the Red Wings, and therefore, it all calls for Dylan Larkin. Thanks, Coach. Dylan Larkin only has one of a exceptional and a saver. The better known thing is really just the powerfulness to give this captain a wheels-on strength. What he makes it through is a comfortable scoring drought and has a lot of his percentage on his own. What Larkin make is captain is eyeing on his own. There's no way to defend it yourself, but that makes it a harder once to have it all in strength. Whenever you do for, you have a lot of great action pack. Don't make anything out of it unless you play for Larkin for the wheels. I'll be watching on this reinforcement to have some great opportunity range. Back to you guys. Thanks, Clayton. Now find over to Lafreniere. 9:30 remaining in the first period. Project. Shot saved by Gibson. Rebound by the Rangers. Lafreniere, backhander, and another save by Gibson. Given away. Now back to Johansson. Johansson will now provide Bernard Cohen. And Lucas Raymond the other way for the Red Wings. Lucas Raymond shot will save as Shesterkin. 8:45 remaining in the first period. As regulation, bring it up for the next puck drop. All right, going over to New York Rangers is Mika Zibanejad. Clayton? Thanks, MePhone11. And as always mentioned before, Mika Zibanejad is really the great ways to take it all. When he knows about it now, it's great to have some great opportunity range. What Mika Zibanejad always done for is some one quick off draw, stick handling his own motion, and it's a great way to have it all. Without our Lieutenant Aaron, he really would have to play for it to give it all what he can. It's just a great way to keep things up to a right amount of time. When you ever do for Mika Zibanejad, it gives it all with great percentage. Don't matter to me, they really will have to try to force it out and see what their percentage comes down. Whatever does for Mika Zibanejad, it's one of his pressure that he makes a favor. I'll watch on Mika Zibanejad with his better performance. Back to you guys. Garrett lost his handling, and that's when gives a poked up away, and it's back over to Soderblom. Swing and misses, now finding to Beckonen. And here's another one to JT Miller, back into Detroit territory. Fires up and around net, and now here's Zibanejad as he returns on ice. Beckonen, shot saved up by Gibson. Miller, another chance tomorrow. One time McKenna shot, saved by Gibson. 6:22 remaining in the first period. They'll get another puck drop ready. Without Adam Fox, he's out, and he will not be returning us for the regular season to finish off with its game, as he's already hurt, and he will not be able to join us for the postseason as their team is eliminated. Here's Temperkit. In corner, the pass, he wipes down! Oh, what a big hit here, and now it's for Robertson. He smashes down on Temperkit that pass. He definitely did. He always making that one with a harder chain afterward. And that's what happens with only Robertson, and he really made him do for. That makes him hurt. It's an unsteady figure. Robertson with the rebound, and he will now find it over to Radius. 5:20 left remaining in the first period, and now here's Laba. Laba chance, another save by Gibson. Laba, full pressures on New York Rangers. Schneider gives right to Radius. Radius. Backhander shots blocked by Bernard Cocker. And now it's a Timbercat. Messed that one up. Schneider right around the net. Now firing to Gavrikov. The Rangers are back into Detroit territory. Here's another chance in now, as in the corner. In trouble now. Unstoppable by Cooley. Here's Trocheck. Trocheck shoots. Glove save by Gibson. 4:03 to go in the first period. They'll get another puck drop ready. And you know about Matthew Robertson, that was a big hit on Elward and Timbercat. That makes him hard easy. He makes payback. He just really thinking that was going to be an off track. But look how comfortable he is. He makes him snap, and that is another tremendous hit. 2-over-5 face-off wins as Detroit trying to hang on with the lead and looking for first goals before the first period comes up. Here's Schneider. A chance now to Cooley. Cooley shot. Give it away. Trocheck with the rebound. Now Gavrikov. Then finally to Schneider. Schneider looks to Lafreniere. Lafreniere to Schneider. Looks to Gavrikov. Shoots one. Saved by Gibson. 3:22 remaining in the first period. We'll get a little bit of a reset here, and then we'll get our puck drop ready. 92/78. looking so good and comfortable for Detroit, but unlike the Rangers, they have a lot of big struggle afterwards to try to kick into the playoffs for the postseason since their last advantage was 2024. And then things didn't go well, as a lot of players they missed on, they just could not get it up to a great start. This makes it an unfortunate end for the New York Rangers, and they weren't sure to find any answers. Here's Will Cooley. The back behind to Robertson. And a chance now to Trocheck. Trocheck shot off the skater again of Lafreniere. And rebounded up by Will Cooley. Will Cooley to send over to Robertson. Robertson shot, another save by Gibson. And rebound by Lafreniere. Cooley finding the Schneider. Schneider shot. Glove save by Gibson. Oh, fans love this one as Gibson giving a good start in the first period. Just 2:09 remaining. Not a lot of big room afterward. Detroit Red Wings trying to make another face-off win. Sam Carrick wins the face-off. Now fighting to Robertson. Robertson to Borgen. Borgen shoots, deflection, goes off at a goaltender, and back to Edmonton the other way. Dylan Larkin. Now they will hustle his way into the New York territory with the big smash down again by Robertson. Stumbles across. Rebound by Brzezinski. Round in net. And Borgen the other way. Rangers trying to hold it up to an early slight lead. Borgen shot. He scores! What a chance at a snipe. And one-time effort gives his first goal of the game. He has 5 this season. Wow, what a quick drawing face-off you have. And then when you get back to Robertson, you just go right back to Will Borgen. And this one fire range just goes right toward the net. Just look how comfortable he's getting there. That's the first goal that you're looking at. That is 91% of the miles per hour. And that beats up by over to John Gibson. And he really got a little bit of a carry out. That really makes it a one start of a goal to beat right through it. So that's Will Borgen's first goal of the game as we're nearing down to a final minute in the first period. 1-0 New York. 60 seconds left in the first period as Soderblom gets to Appleton. Appleton lost that one. He could not get it back. Zibanejad back to Rasmussen. In the middle, chance save by Shesterkin. Shesterkin stops that one, and it's only 42 seconds left in the first period. Just a lot of big effort afterwards. Detroit Red Wings trying to answer that one to get a tie game. Zibanejad wins the face-up, and now there's another chance to get a call. Back to the wall, back to Appleton. Goes to Soderblom. Soderblom looking it over. Given away by Chariot. Chariot looks to Rasmussen. A shot saved by Shesterkin. Now rolls to Miller. Miller skates out of the crease. Shoot saved by Gibson and stopped by Gibson. Peralta would have had a chance to have the rebound, but that one denies it again. Just coming down to the end. As for the hockey town, the Red Wings will have to take a break and then be ready for the second period. That ends the first period, only 1-0 as Will Borgen slaps it, and there's a lot of great hits for the New York Rangers and the Red Wings. We'll get you back soon, back to Detroit after this break.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first intermission of the NHL on EA Sports. Roy Cruz and Terry Cruz here.
As we have a look at the action trackers right over in the range, there are some great shots on the Eckford, but there's a lot of big range in the hits. But this was not enough for the Red Wings to have that one completely facing off at the scores. That's definitely what they are getting. The first goal only brings Will Borgen on the one-time effort. With James Van Riestad, he makes one hit, and a big slapper may have been a problem with that. That might get it away with this. And this is what the stick handling needs to be done for Mike Sullivan. That needs to be the better choices to give that good effort.
Now after the first period of the game, here's how they did. 20/10 shots on goal for New York Rangers, and it was 9/8 hits for Detroit. 5 minutes over 127 for the time on attack for the New York Rangers, 90/79 for the Detroit Red Wings, and a passing effectiveness in 8/5 face-off wins for Detroit Red Wings. Now with the first goal only happens in New York Rangers, let's go over to you, Terry, for Will Borgen.
Will Borgen had a lot of big effort afterward. I mean, he's trying to get that open look at the room, no strengths needed, but that really is a one-effort goal to have that stage for all. I don't know how he's going to get this one off to a great start, but that's really complicated to get that one with the first rhythm on the first goal. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens with only Will Borgen to have his knockoff collision, and they don't seem to care for it. That's biting the dust afterwards. Now let's go over to you, Roy, for Detroit Red Wings.
The Red Wings are really trying to make that improvement afterward. It don't seem like there was going to be greatness to give that one a fairness effort. And what happens with Detroit Red Wings, that definitely gives them a hit, and they are really been banged out. That's just really going to make it worse to have that hard-on strength. They're really sure enough to just really kept it on from fighting back in danger, but it only happens with only Kessler. That gives that one with a hit, and it looks like he's trying to fight back. That could definitely be a little bit of a brutal, painful look. So it looks like we'll have to see how they can definitely handle it up if they can. And with that approachment, we end the first intermission here as we send back to Motor City for me, Phone 11 and Son of Beast. Stay tuned for the second intermission, and we'll be back with you shortly after the second period.
Now let's get back into the game as we continue the hockey of NHL.
Back to you, me, Phone 11. It's more than hockey as we welcome you back into the Detroit Red Wings for the second period as we're ready to go. Players are rehydrated and we are ready to get back into hockey as the Detroit Red Wings take a trail to a 1-0 lead behind New York Rangers. Alright, the first period only makes it brutal, but the painful may have been hurtful to make that release as I'll send it over to Son of Beast after an icing. What is your take on this one and how that happened with Will Borgia on the one-time shot? That one time I made that one with the improvement look here for Will Borgen, and after that pass happened to Robertson, that only makes it with the first part of the goal. He was really up to the start of it, and I mean, I'm not even sure how he's handling this point, but that really could definitely get off track. Looks like what happens with the New York Rangers, they're really starting to push their boundaries. They really are starting to get up and out of the way. They really have to get a first goal look to try to upset the crowd. But it looks like that the Red Wings are trying. They just need to keep pushing it more oftenly to have that back. I'll see what they can definitely do if they answer it. After another save by Shesterkin, there's our chance for another opportunity for the face-off puck drop. Larkin wins the draw. Broken the stick, and he'll have to replace a new one to get back on the ice. That really hurts because that makes it uncomfortable. That's what happens. He scores! First goal goes to Peralt. And now it is a great pass, and now it gives a 2-0 lead after JT Miller. Well, only happens with only the broken pass in this, and this broken stick only makes a broken play. Now what happens to Peralt? It goes back the other way. That really doesn't stand a chance. When Peralt has it, that really is going to make that shot out of a difficult range. What a nice pass you give it over to, and that JT Miller only does this to have that one loosening it up by Gibson, and that really misses. That gives him a great chance to have another goal. Now it's 2-0 lead. Peralt with his first goal of the game with 1:42 on the start of the second period, and he's looking like he's been comfortable afterward. Indeed. And they're going to be fighting afterward, and here we go! They are on to a start, and they are trying to look for someone, and he is trying to get that battle on attack, and he's trying to make it hurt. I don't know how he's doing this, but that really makes him really bad to just try to keep that anything afterward. They were not pretty sure how they were going to get comfortable. Oh, man. Lafreniere took the wipe out of his face on Casper.
New York,
and
number
both
13.
teams are going to the
5
penalty
minutes for
box.
fighting.
5-minute fighting.
Detroit, number 92, 5 minutes
See,
for
I don't
fighting.
meant to judge on that one here. What happened with only Craig Casper, he really was trying to take advantage afterward, and he has been like having enough. He's cooling on this, and they said, I'm really had enough of this. This is not the start when you want to do for. Detroit Red Wings get a little upset. Don't make anything happen.
Will Borgen after the winning faceoff win for the New York Rangers. And here comes Cooley.
Unstoppable force is getting away. Save by Gibson. Oh, what a great chance afterward. Another save by Gibson. And now it's back to the line. They're really smacking it out. I mean, both guys are in prime of the penalty box. They're not going to start off big. Will Borgen, number 8. Now finding to Robertson. And here's another one to Will Cooley. He'll give it back to Robertson. The Rangers are back in the Red Wings territory. And Robertson, nowhere to find. Trying to find Ranius. Kicks off to Borgen. And there's Trocheck. Trocheck. Spinning away. Got it that time. And Lucas Raymond will try it again. But we could be trying to mark it. Detroit back into New York territory. Here's Johansson. Shoots. Save by Shesterkin. Perreault again to Gavrikov. Gavrikov gets eliminated for 2 seconds in the Cooling period. Given away on the inside advantage. And we'll have to reset it again. Right to Schneider. He lost that one. Patrick Kane the other way. Shoots. Save by Shesterkin. 15:42 to go in the second period. Red Wings still trying to have an answer with only 2-0 as they trail by 2. Mika Zibanejad wins the draw. Schneider, fans still hating on this one. And now here's Perreault. Perreault got a little sneak attack here. JT Miller doesn't find the puck. That's back to Sider again and then reset. Then restay. Lost that puck. Zibanejad has it back. Now finds to Perreault. Perreault looks to Gavrikov. Gavrikov swings deep to Miller. Miller looks to Snyder. Snyder. The pass again to Miller. Miller in middle. Inbounding. He's almost get caught off, but that really saves it again by John Gibson. And he's trying to get that one back in the net, but that didn't stop him, slowing him down. The transfer from the Anaheim Ducks only for John Gibson. He really does not have to have a lot of contact afterward, but that really only makes for this NHL debut. And now he's looking forward to playing with the Detroit Red Wings and looking for some big bounty attack from with Cam Talbot. Not only does it so happens with this one here, Miko 11, I definitely understand what John Gibson, he only does this for once. But when you do think about John Gibson, you just gotta give some extra credit. The better receiver after a new transfer from the player off from Askarov, you'll have to see how you can definitely play it off. And not a lot of chance when you do this because you don't really play a lot of scrimmage games before you go playing back into real time games. And when you do for practice, you got to make sure you have a lot of scrimmage efforts before you start playing games. Vakinen that play into Moro. He finds it over to Rempe. Rempe looks to Moro and he finds Vakinen. Vakinen. Stick lifted. Great step made by Andrew Kopp. Here comes Timbercat. Should save as a circuit. 13:05 remaining in the second period. You'll get another stoppage. You get another puck drop rating. Just about 93 over 81 has to affect this. They are sure enough to keep an eye on the rhythm, but there's still not a lot to be done around here. As Zibanejad wins the draw, moves it over to Robertson, and now back to Borgen. Borgen looks it over to Perreault. Back in the Red Wings territory. Dumps it along the wall, and Zibanejad will have a little clearing room to give it. Robertson now fighting to Borgen. Leaves Perreault. Perreault back again to Borgen. Looks to Robertson to give to Miller. Miller, nowhere to find. Now finding to Patrick Kane the other way as the Red Wings will take advantage. Stick lifted, and Robertson gives it out. Now here's JT Miller. Waits. Now finds Perreault. Perreault looking for 2 goals in this game. And make us advantage with the rebound. Rebounded. In commotion. He goes down. Puck clears out. And that gives it the other way as now the Red Wings will have advantage to try to push it. Robertson. Pass to Miller. 11:19 remaining in the second period. He now finds Lava. Lava to find a Gavrikov on a shot save by Gibson. Gibson holds that puck. 11:06 remaining in the second period. And a big track in action. I got to go with the chance over to give it over to send-off with the 5-minute penalty kills to Clayton. This is not the start-off that they wanted to be. What do you see about that one, Clayton? Well, they definitely made noticing that the 5-minute penalty was really roughness afterwards. They're just one plays in action. As for Mike Sullivan, he's just trying to watch his own playing on his offensively, and he is now giving away with this. This really is a hard one to try to make a struggle, and he's really having a hard time to get that one right in the range. Nobody is liking on Lafreniere, and all people are really liking on Casper. Schneider is a really hateful, and this is where the fans are starting to make that encouragement. That's not where we wanted to be. I don't know how he will do, but that made it all to have that one carried out. This is a lot of mid-fighting crucials between Detroit and New York Rangers. They really are starting to give that one a strong effort. I don't know how much time they're going to be doing this, but this can definitely be undertaken. So I'm believing that Alexis Lafreniere may be the first one to go, and Casper the second one to go for both teams once the 5-minute penalty is up. We'll have to see about that, guys. Thank you. As now finding the Lafreniere, he's back on ice. Trocheck on the backhand is saved by Gibson. No score still for Detroit. Only 9:24 remaining in the second period. Alexis Lafreniere only does this to have it protected on his shield, but they are all hating on this. Two players are the ones to be overrated, and they definitely don't like it. Right between the Schneider and the other, Alexis Lafreniere. Now here comes the wheels for Larkin. Gives a smackdown. Back to Johansson. Smacked him right to the wing. And it's given away by Lafreniere. Trying to Will Cooley. Will Cooley back into Detroit territory. Lafreniere moving in. Shot save by Gibson. Now it's back to Lucas Raymond to finance and Dean Pavelka. Patrick Kane looks to Johansson. No offside for Red Wings. The free kick. Shots blocked. Reckoning with the rebound. And now he's another chance. Give it away. Save by Shesterkin. Oh, he almost going to get a great goal, but Timberkin went out of room, so he makes a shot instead. Just 15/10 faceoff wins. No penalty given by both teams with 7:51 remaining. The win for the Red Wings. Shots blocked. Rebound by Snyder. Gives to JT Comfort. Oh, he loses control on the passing effectiveness. That goes all the way down. And now back to Edmondson. Now it's back to Finney. Finney will be the replacement here to start things off here for the second period. Moore now finding again. Nobody open. With the slit. Offman. Smack him down. There's a big hit going on in the center ice, and now it's Finney the other way. Finney shot. Van Riemsdyk shot. Rebound and scores! Finney, the first goal of the game. The Red Wings are on the board. It's 2-1. Well, thank goodness that definitely took a little revenge afterward. And now what happens with Willie Snyder? That six rebound, but watch what Finney makes. Bentley gets out in the tip back zone. And then when you get that pass, and then that Snyder could have had this one. Reset. He just got out of that goal, and now this Finney, he kicks that back in. That is a great way to make that range. When Finney has that one to go back with, he does that. That really is the first goal to have it go back. So the Red Wings are on the board. 6:42 left in the second period. First goal for Finney. And here's Snyder as they win the puck draw. Gavrikov gets it back. And here's an arm into Labo. Labo right back in his zone. And an offense, fires around the net. But it is Hoffman. Hoffman looks at it again. Now finding to Gavrikov. Here's Snyder. Back to Labo. Labo looks at Gavrikov. On a shot blocked by Edmondson. JT Comfort. Rebound by Finney. Decided to go to Van Riemsdyk. And it's given away. Now Snyder will have it all. And New York are back in the other way. A send pass to Lucas Zibanejad. Zibanejad. Sig Motion firing the shot. He might have a good save in this piece, but it's now back to Rasmussen. 5:10 to go in the second period. He will fire it out with around the net. Gavrikov out of New York Rangers to get a piece of it. There's Perreault. Comfort shot. The free kick shot saved by Shesterkin. Gavrikov now finding to get to Schneider. Here's Perreault. Perreault on the attack. Dumps it around the net, and it's now Miller. Miller. Pass to Robertson. Looks off to Borgen. Borgen looks to Zibanejad. Backhander. Another save by Gibson. Borgen. The pass to Perreault. Perreault now finding to Robertson. Here's Zibanejad. In middle. Perreault. And it's given away by Rasmussen. It's back to Sandin Pavelka. No penalty on New York Rangers. Robertson clears that one out, not finding the Borgen. Now Zibanejad enters his zone. Lafreniere. Back outside Robertson. He shoots it. Blocked by Timberkin. Here's the Brinkett. And Lafreniere gets a piece. Back at the Brinkett. The Brinkett shoots one. Saved by Shesterkin. Pulls a stop. Went near the blow post and he doesn't get in there. Now it's back to Appleton. Appleton looks over to the Brinkett. Barocco smash from the board. As Zibanejad will clear that zone out. He'll dump it. New line group change. Bruce Johansson now finding DeBrincat. DeBrincat. In wall, right around the net. Hoffman will have it across around the back to Burrow. Give it away by Kasper. Oh, what a save by Shesterkin. Hoffman. Clears that out. Now Taylor Riley will have it the other way for the Rangers. They're seemingly that they're doing this a bunch of attack. I don't know how they were doing this, but that really gives them a great strength. Here's Patrick Kane on a shot save by Shesterkin. Down to a final minute in the second period. DeBrincat.
Just 1 minute
In the middle. Giving the pass broken play, and now Whistle gets back over to Ockman. Ockman. No stick lift here, now finding it back it in. It's back to Raymond. Raymond got a piece. Got. Giving away right now. Here's Kane. Kane. Oh, what a move. Pop. Shoot. Save by Shesterkin. Clears that zone out. And we'll get an icing on the New York Rangers. 5.6 seconds remaining in the second period. They'll get another puck drop ready to finish things off. And just a lot of great accessibility. Check out what Zibanejad makes. He's just trying to fix it. But then he just went right from the Shesterkin and then backs the other way. That's just going to give that one a stoppage. Yeah, they're already doing it for, happens with only one, and then you have it the other way. Shesterkin had a little bit of a huge aggression to try to keep that out. They really are starting to get that one, and for a percentage, to give it out in the right timing of the middle. And he will clear that zone, and that's going to end the second period. So with that, it's first goal of the game, Finney. And as they're on board, a 2-1 game. We'll take a quick break and we'll get ready for the second period to the third period when we come back. After this, you're watching the Red Wings hockey on EA Sports. Be back with you soon after this. Hey everybody, welcome to the second intermission of the NHL on EA Sports. Pruitt and Terry Crews here. Now as the Red Wings, they're on the board. It is a 2-1 game. Still no penalty kills for the power play advantage, but only the 5-minute penalty kill was on Kasper and Lafreniere. Now, I wasn't pretty sure how they were starting to get that hit, but it looks like that Lafreniere took a slam on someone, and then they were making a fight of initiative, and they really are doing this. I don't know how they got this percentage back, but that really makes them hurt. It stays out of it cleanly, but they're not really sure enough how they were getting that feeling with the aggression, and they really are stucking that one out. That makes them hurt to get back into from the range to range and coast to coast for the penalty kills. And after this one, here's how we did with it after the second period. 30/24 shots on goal for New York Rangers, if 18 hits for both teams. 937/241 for New York Rangers. 91/80 percentage for the Detroit Red Wings at a passing effectiveness. 17/11 faceoff wins for Detroit, and both teams have 5-minute penalty kills. Alright, Terry, this is going to be a great, interesting call for it. As Finney has his first goal in the game, what do you see about Detroit? Well, they started off pretty good. They really are just got an answer back now. Remember, it's just possible enough if you're going to get that a tie game, you got to be ready because when you're playing for Detroit, you want to make sure you have your eyes open out in the range. And don't make any way count, because that really will make it hurt. And because the New York Rangers are making the attack man improvements, the Detroit Red Wings got to go back on defensive effort and try to keep that range from offside. And I don't see any play calling this one. And then what happens with only Alexis Lafreniere and as for Kasper, that really makes that unaggressively, and it really makes a danger to the play. With that being said, Red Wings don't seem to bother to us. That makes it painful. Now let's go over to you, Roy Cruz, for the New York Rangers.
The Rangers are really trying to get that all what they can. And I don't really mean they really did it. But as Shesterkin, he makes a great save. And over by Gibson, that's where forced saves are starting to get a little bit of a letting it up here for a huge amount of playing efforts. They don't stop improving this, but they really give it a hardest rumble takedown in Detroit. They're seeming like that New York Rangers wanted to win, but it looks like Detroit Red Wings, they may have a higher percentage to have some odd bets for the win. So it looks like that can be the answer. If not, the New York Rangers will have to try to give it all they can and try to give it away. We'll see how they do in the third period.
With that being said, the third period is underway as we end the second intermission, and we go back to Motor City to get started on the other side.
Well, we'll see what happens with the Detroit Red Wings if they win or they don't.
See you all later, everybody. After the game, after the third period is concluded, we'll see some total statistics and 3-star players.
Now back to Detroit. Mayflower 11, all you.
Welcome back. The third period is where it comes down to this. Close game, 2-1. Well, his playing game was nothing like that, but this is going to be a close range to see who could take it all. We're ready, and we are set. Third period starts now. Let's see what happens with the second period, and let's have your takes. And one shot, Dylan Larkin! He scores with 29 seconds in, the start of a third. I don't believe this one here, but what happened with Mort Seider? Watch what happened with that play. He thinks it through on the side, and then watch what Dylan Larkin makes. He makes a great screen, and then when he get that pass in the open lane, that just goes to deflection. What a goal by Dylan Larkin. With Mort Seider, that's unstoppable to make that effort. The drawing, his big tip, and that's Dylan Larkin. He swings down to try to get rid of the goaltender to have that save, but that is another great beauty. What a shot for Dylan Larkin. So the Red Wings are tied. Mort Seider with 40 assists. And there's just a lot of fans are looking for excitement to get that a comfortable lead. 29 seconds in, I mean, I don't blame you. That really makes it a great goal to have that trust. And speaking of which, let's have your second period thoughts about Finney, because he has his first goal of the game. What's your thoughts on that one? Well, Finney got a great gun taken. That rebound is really going to start things all. I got a great feelings for it. For the Red Wings, they're really starting out to make that beautiful playing efforts. They're starting to give that one a great chance. There's no stopping to make the effort to have it all. As for New York Rangers, they're really trying to get that off of the goal strength. The Red Wings seem to be finding an answer. They really are starting to give it all when they can. Now let's see what happens with that again. After with the goal by Dylan Larkin, the captain for the Red Wings, here's Snyder. Snyder back outside the Benajak. Snyder 53, Snyder 18 meter, and then to Gavrikov, here's the Benajak. Fires another save by Gibson. Dylan Larkin pass to Edmondson, and it's back to Snyder. Goes back to Gavrikov, new line group change coming up as now Trocheck is back on ice. And here's Perrault. Perrault now in the wing. He jumps it around net. Real Cooley, give it back to Trocheck. Here's another one chance. Rebound by Perrault. Perrault back to Larkin. And here's Lucas Raymond. Stops it, and he got an action play. Goes right to the bleachers. This will stop to get our puck drop ready. Check out the last save, and we got a great beauty on this one. It's a lot of a big advantage for the player of the game. John Gibson really is trying to give a huge comeback struggle, because after that first period, he done really well, but for the second period, he just gives it away. But he's trying to work it off. I mean, when John Gibson does have it all, that's a lot of big saving when you have that strength. This is the best goaltender of the night. John Gibson looking for his next part of his major saves of his career. It's now a tie game. Andrew Kopp wins the faceoff as Slider is back into New York territory. He shoots it, saved by Shesterkin. Will Borgen, as he passes it off in the air. He's all alone, breakaway chain. Saved by Gibson. Wow, what a stoppage. As Gibson picks up another one. He's really all into it now. I mean, just got to get that credit after. Borgen, the pass down, finding Robertson. Robertson, shot block, hits the goalpost. Will Cooley with the rebound. And Robertson goes right to Cooley. Cooley chance, broken the pass by Andrew Kopp. Andrew Kopp tries to look for Dimpercat. Dimpercat shot, saved by Shesterkin. And now is Will Borgen. Send it off to Trojan. Trojan shot. This will stop at a glove by Gibson. And back behind the net. New line group change for the Red Wings. And here's Kopp. Kopp the pass again to Kane. Kane fires that one around the net. And here's Robertson, the pass off to Radius. And a shot, big save, and then the late penalty is going to be a hooking. And that's Taylor Riley's. He's in the
New York
box.
penalty number 14, 2 minutes for a hooking.
Look what happens with this one. Taylor Riley's just trying to get it back. He's trying to get it right off the stick. But that is bad major calls. He's got a hook, and that is not where you wanted to start. So the power play will start for the Detroit Red Wings as he's a 2-minute penalty kill for the New York Rangers. They don't really have to start afterwards. And now with the first goal, they got to see if they can take over the lead advantage. They don't seem to care, but when the Red Wings need to do this one clearly, they've got to start thinking it fast. Whoa, clean that zone out of this. Back with Rangers. That zone out of here.
That's New York penalty.
Here's the Red Wings now Casper now as they begin to finish.
Tom penalty.
Red Wings continues into the Rangers territory. Casper reset does not get enough. And as the Banajad will clear that out of here. Matt Rempe back on ice. Now here's Van Riemsdyk. Andrew Cup. Pass to Van Riemsdyk. In middle shot, save, Mr. Sturkin. Beckett goes down, Kopsok, save made again by Sturkin. 13:22 to go in the third period. Detroit Red Wings looking for a lead in the third period. Vincent Trocheck with a great face-off, friends. He's really starting to put up a lot of heavy muscle in there. And he wins the draw. Gavrikov will clear it out of here. Raymond will get a new line group. And here's Finney with 47 seconds for the Red Wings power play. Gavrikov to Miller. Miller, pass to Gavrikov. Dumps that zone out. Tyler gets it back. It's back to Gavrikov. And no chance. It's go offside on the Red Wings. Bill Larkin trying to look for 2 goals in this game. He wants to have his own rebounding to get a power play effort. Larkin wins the draw. Here's Kasper. Kasper moves around shot. Pat saved up by Shesterkin. Borgia takes a piece and he dumps that zone out. Riley's just ready to go. And the Red Wings are unable to get a power play goal as time has already been expired. With some quick draws, it's a lot of quick pickouts, and he dumps that out of here. Well, the Red Wings could have had a chance to have a great power play goal. They just couldn't get the lead off. That could hurt. That could easily definitely be downward, and they were unsure if they can definitely have that first goal to have that lead off. That really scares the daylights out of Larkin, out of Coop, and definitely on Slider. That really is going to definitely try to get it out of here and then try to look for the fucking clear because we're not really done in this, guys. You got to be sure we're ready to get back into work. Don't make any mistakes if you're uncomfortable with that. Raymond to find a Larkin. 11:30 to go in the third period. That's Perot back in the zone. And here's Carrick. He'll dump it in. Now back to Sandin Peralta. Kasper. Detroit back in the offense zone. Scooped it over to Johansson. New line group change for the New York Rangers, and here comes Larkin. Larkin shot save as a Sturkin. 10:52 to go in the third period. And they're still trying to look for a leadoff score for the Red Wings. Igor Shesterkin with a post-to-post blanks. He's still got a lot of feeling to go with without Jonathan Quick. Lamba wins the draw. Face-off now finding to McKinnon. Vakinen now finding Moore. Moore to pass to Lamba. Lamba looks over to Radius. Radius to pass again to Offit. Offit shot save by Gibson. 10:26 to go in the third period as we're nearing the midway mark. Now what happened with that, only one chance for the power play effort was the Red Wings. And how did that happen with Clayton? Did they get that one back? No, they absolutely did not. I mean, I was really sure that they just could not get a percentage back afterward. What happens with this? The Rangers are really trying to get that one out. There's a lot of helpful looking on the credit. No major rule of the fighting. I mean, they really are starting to get that one a lost strength. They really are just not able to give it all with the pickup. This really hurt, and I don't know how they will do on their next effort. That strategy is really hard to play out for them. Off in the pass to Vakinen. Here's Moore. Shoots a blocker, saved by Gibson. Edmondson to give again to Slider. Now finds the over to Van Riemsdyk. Here's a pass. There he's a shot save versus Sturkin. Rebound by the Rangers. And here's Radish the other way for the Rangers. They'll get a new line group change as Radish will have some new regroupments. Back on ice is Schneider. Get the Trocheck. What a chance move, but the save makes up by Gibson. Bill Cooley around the back. Now it's back to Lafreniere. Here's Schneider. That one steps it out, and now back it in. He shoots one, another save by Gibson. 8:01 to go in the third period. And it's still giving a comfortable leading score, so half hour it'll even up. Their change links to the fence. Trocheck wins the play face-off. Here's Cooley. Schneider shoots, glove save by Gibson. Fans still loving it on Gibson with only 7:47 to go in the third period. This is not what they all start for, but they really are getting a lot of muscle in there to get that strong defense. Trocheck wins the face-off. Here's an out to Gavrikov. Looks to Schneider. Fire! Save again by Gibson. Real Cooley to find again to Gavrikov. He looks to Schneider. He has it out to Trocheck. Off to Gavrikov. Shot one. He digs the pipe. Back the other way for the Red Wings. It's DeBrincat. DeBrincat. Shoot save by Shesterkin. And battle on the board. He goes down. Rebound by Schneider. And it's back to Lafreniere. Lafreniere. Ankle break in. Short one. Another save again by Gibson. Oh, he's out of room, and he just stops it clearly. He makes a heavy gas moment. I mean, wow, what a save he makes. And with Gavrikov really only did that, I mean, he just trying to give us a great straight shot length between the legs, but then this one ricochets out. He was very close afterward. Gavrikov did see that, but he does not get enough percentage if it was clearly in or not. So that one puck stayed out of here. JT Miller, no contest in the spark plug. He's trying to look at some heavy defense effort. 6:32 to go. Now the winning for draw is Dylan Larkin. Larkin, the pass to Johansson. Takes a hit. Zibanejad will try to wait for it, and now Schneider will go back into the Red Wings territory. Given away by Larkin. The Red Wings are back in the offense zone. This one will straight out of here. Zibanejad trying to hold muscle. And Lucas Raymond, the pass to Larkin. Larkin shoots deep, and another one saves by Shesterkin. In front, Raymond shot save by Shesterkin. Oh, what a great look in the eye from the corner. And he just gonna have that lead off for Lucas Raymond. He pulls out with the stop. No advantage excuses afterward when you really are playing as Lucas Raymond. He would have had a chance to have his own lead, but that really made that one swayed out. A shot bag and a bank pass and a save by Shesterkin. Down to the final 5 minutes presented by Discover. Still tied up. Peralt. Around the backboard. And Zibanejad will have it cleared his zone. Ryan finding to Robertson. Borjan with a little bit of press offense. Aggressive zone. Goes back to Zibanejad. In front. Nobody to give it to as he goes off in the goaltender. And he tries a tricky move for Casper. Larkin goes down. No penalty again. Save play by Shesterkin. Now here's JT Miller. Again, Will Borjan, and he will now find it off to Robertson. New line group change for the Red Wings. Robertson in the wing. Back to Miller. Back to Zibanejad. Rangers keeps moving around with the puck again. Borjan to Lafreniere. Shoot save by Gibson. Johansson finding the Rasmussen, and now here's Comfort. Detroit back in the other way. Offense zone of Van Riesling. It's back to Robertson as he goes down. Under the final 3 minutes. And puck is out of the zone. Rasmussen gives it over to Van Riesling. And a rebound by Trocheck. Over to Cooley. Cooley will find the pass to Schneider. Rasmussen gives it away. On the rush. Stop by Shesterkin. 2:18 to go in the third period. They'll be ready to have another quick draw reinforcement to get done for another puck shot. Will Borjan has really seemingly been definitely giving some a little bit of snipe out, and he's been like attacking. That's aggressive. When he's coming right toward Ryan Riesling, that is a big hit. He now has 3 of them in his own game on his defense. Now we'll send it over to Clayton, who had a better play of the night for tonight's game of the Red Wings and the Rangers. Well, the player was understanding, and I would love to say that Dylan Larkin, he has great wheels on his advantage. This is the great takeaway that I've really been looking forward to for Dylan Larkin, the captain for the Red Wings. Now he's really up to pursuing it and see if his team can go to OT or try to deny it and then try to get the goal up in front. This might be a big question, guys, but let's hope this answer goes back. Thanks, Clayton. Now finding the offhand. Offhand shot, no chance. Gibson with the save. Under 90 seconds in the third period, and they might go to overtime in Game 16. 4:04 with 3:42 time on attack for the New York Rangers, and now they're ready to get another puck drop ready. The win for the Red Wings. Here's Slider. Sorry to pass the cup. Cobb finds Edmonton. And it's back to Schneider. Looks to Gavrikov. Final minute in the third period. And Radian, who's going to six it. Here's Edmonton to find DeBrincat. DeBrincat dumps it out. In his zone. Oh, what a nice move by Schneider. It's back to Lava. He gets his own rebound. 45 seconds left. And it's back to Offman. Here's a set to Radius. Shot saved by Gibson. Offman to find Radius. Radius shoots. Save! Another stop by Gibson. 37 seconds. He's really starting to get down off to John Gibson. He's currently awakening himself. I'm not pushing it all like that. He's really starting to get that one a heavy feedback. We're excited to pass again to Raymond. Lucas Raymond in trouble. Around the back. Here's Edmonton to find it to Casper. Casper. 20 seconds left. In the motion cut, trying to look for a squeeze to open the goal, but it's denied by Shesterkin. 18.6 seconds remaining in the third period, and if they win the faceoff, they gotta go for it. We checked it by Zibanejad. Mora will stop things here, and it's back to McKinnon. McKinnon, Cobbs takes it over. Here comes the Army rush. DeBrincat. Stopping it down, goes down, and Pearl will give it to Vekinen, and that will take us to the end of regulation. We are going to overtime in Detroit. 2-2 is the score. Next one will win. Be right back after this. You're watching the Red Wings Hockey on EA Sports. Be back with you soon after this.
What a close game this is, but before we get to OT, in case you missed it, and if you're just joining with us, here's how they did with the total statistics on the outside of the standings. Now for the prediction of OT, as the teams are already tied up for 2. Now let's go over to you, Terry Crews, and see what you think about Detroit Red Wings, and you think if it's an answer for the win or the odd ones to take over.
Well, that might be the tough question. I'm gonna say that the Red Wings might have to win this one because the Red Wings are just trying to fight back in the postseason, and they want another win before they can make their playoff clinch in the postseason. That might be a great effort for the Red Wings to try to have that win, but they're still trying to get another win before their season comes to the end. There may not be anybody that might have to give it away. And I don't know how well they will do against the New York Rangers. This can be a little off topic on the range of it. But don't be fooled about this. They really are starting to get all their care of what they need and try to answer that back. Let's see if they can answer this one. How about you, Roy?
Well, it looks like the New York Rangers don't have a great selection. I bet Red Wings might have to win it all to give that one with a great use of a chain to have that winning goal.
Well, this might be all for chance for nothing there, Roy. We both got some bets here. Not for the odd ones. Who make that one undertakeable?
This is going to be a great matchup, and I think that we're going to see this overtime to finish the game 16 for the last one to be here. Now let's get right into OT. As now, it all comes down to this. If they don't get a goal, then it'll be shootout.
And this OT is presented by your local Honda dealers. Let's see how this will advantage hits for Detroit or New York.
Overtime starts now. This is it.
Overtime in Detroit, and we are ready to roll. Overtime starts now, and we are underway. Both teams are tied. The next goal will win. As a start off for the New York Rangers, they'll go all the way back out of the zone to try to clear that out. And this will be icing on New York. 4:44 starts in for OT, but this advantage will be the take of anybody. Now over to Clayton for Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond might have the winning to do for the face-off puck job, but this can be a little harder to make that difficult range. For Lucas Raymond, you'll have to try to figure it out and see if he can get things onto a roll. This might be the great take, and we'll see what happens if they have the advantage with the goal. This is good for Lucas Raymond to have some comfortable score droughts. Let's hope it face the fact. Guys?
Thanks, Clayton. Now finding the Gavrikov, finding the Trocheck. Here's Miller. Shot saved by Gibson.
Back the other way is the Detroit Red Wings. Here comes Slider. Start off at a second possession, and a shot's blocked by Miller. Miller will have it right around the net. And as Trocheck will make a new line group change for the New York Rangers. As Trocheck now finding the Gavrikov. Trocheck sits out. Gavrikov will now find the Lafreniere. Fans hating on this one. Lafreniere stuck in corner because Zibanejad tried to get it out. Now it's back to Larkin. The Red Wings will make it clear. Zibanejad going for it. Stop by Gibson. Back to Zibanejad the other way. And here comes Lafreniere. Back to Snyder. Snyder shoots. Glove save by Gibson. Dylan Larkin looking for two to have that win. Larkin, shot, staff by Shesterkin. 1:51 to go in OT. And they'll be ready to get our puck drop ready. Hardest team in town. 2-2. Next one will win. And the win. Pazelka goes down. Here's Schneider. He's out of here. To Lafreniere. Shot. Stop by Gibson. Unbelievable save. He just cannot get rid of it. I don't tell you now, John Gibson was really giving it all that he can, but that is a great save. What a fans that are loving this one tonight. Zibanejad pass.
Here's 1 minute remaining.
Just 1 minute OT. Gavrikov. By Lafreniere. He shoots one. Another save by Gibson. And they still can't get it out. Gavrikov shots blocked, and now the Red Wings will take advantage of it as Sahin Pavelka to Kane. He looks over to DeBrincat. DeBrincat. Poked it. Back to Gavrikov. Gavrikov trying to swing it out of here. Fans still don't give appreciation with Lafreniere on the New York Rangers. 30 seconds remaining. Back to Gavrikov. Lafreniere's out. Rebounded up by the Rangers. Gavrikov shot. Saved by Gibson. Looks to Miller. Miller shoots over the backhand, and it stays out. Final second. JT Compher on the rush. One-on-one opportunity. Saved by Shesterkin. Down to 6.2 seconds in OT. Detroit looking for a win. If they don't, we're going to a shootout. That's a lot of enforcement you need to know about this. When Gibson is really working it, he's working it through. That one-timer makes a great stop, and he just really have it all. And then the other way happens with JT Compher. He could have had a great win, but he has been gloved and denied by Shesterkin. 39 over 23. This is greatness, and nothing stays out of the way. The win, and they won't get it back. We're going to a shootout in Detroit. to finish the season, but there will be one that will get shot out with the goal. Shootouts next after this.
This was a close call range in the between, as we noticed about Vincent Trocheck trying to win for the faceoff. They are denying it big here. It's still not enough to get things off to a great start for Detroit Red Wings to get a winning faceoff at this point. New York Rangers are really trying to give it all that they can. But as of Alexis Lafreniere, he put a lot of great saves again on Josh Gibson. He wasn't pretty sure that this would be the great take for one-on-one opportunity to try to win it all, but that is a lot of pressure. It's a lot of work when you need to do forward. The New York Rangers are really giving up 54 shots on goal, and then for Detroit Red Wings, they only had 44 shots on goal. This might be to finish all they can, but they really are starting to give it all with a big hit on a smackdown. The big takedown, they don't think that was going to happen. And JT Compher had no room to give, so that one just went over the line, and he just had that one with the glove save. That's definitely going to be the off target on the range. That can definitely be a harder one to get that one out. And that's where you noticed it before. It looks like we're heading to a shootout. This could be it. What will the Visions and what will the visitors, what will the fans do if they celebrate with the shootout goal? There will be one option to give it all. Now let's see what happens with this one, because of this and that, the Red Wings will see what the first goal happens, but the first one will start with the New York Rangers, as they've already been trying to get that one the next goal to have that win. But it seemed like there's no time to deal with it. Let's see what shootout takes on for its own etiquette. Playing in, it's good to be true. Shootouts next. And now as we're ready to get things off, it's shootout time. Shesterkin against Gibson. Starting for New York Rangers will be the captain, as JT Miller will start things off. And here we go. First round starts now. Miller, saved by Gibson. Miller with no chance. He's out of the game. Now is the start off for the Red Wings will be Lucas Raymond. He starts first. In chance front. It's denied by Shesterkin. He definitely did not start things off. It looks like that really is hurt to have that play afterward. Starting off for the second round, and we'll have to waste a lead. That doesn't give a good start off here because that's a mistake. 18% advantage. Now here comes Dylan Larkin. Larkin, shot stopped again by Shesterkin. Now the other way will start off as now it's back on ice. Alexis Lafreniere, third round of 3. Lafreniere, moving in. Stopped by Gibson. There is no stopping this effort. That really gets a great save by Gibson. And now to Brinken to win it. Move around. Oh, he stopped it again by Shesterkin. Now we're going to the fourth round for the Rangers. Bill Cooley is next. Cooley's up. Cooley moving in. Shoved in motion. Stopped by Gibson. Gibson stops that play earlier, and now he's back the other way. Here comes Patrick Kane. For the win. Saved again by Shesterkin. No question asked. And they're really trying to fight for it. He really did. They didn't have to do that, but Patrick Kane wasn't enough. Who else next? He's up. Round 5. In motion. Saved again by Gibson. Now is the Red Wings will continue. The next player up is JT Compher. This will be his night to win. And it's denied by Shesterkin. Now into round number 6. Vincent Trocheck is up. And here we go. Trocheck moving around. And he scores. Vincent Trocheck with the beauty and now back in. Well, that Compher only had that one with the great confidence on the goal. Now he really had it all. And when nobody stands at point, Trocheck makes that with a great effort. He fires it, and that's another goal for the New York Rangers. That's more to take the beat if you're on defensive effort. Now a chance for the win to get back in the game. And here comes Seider. The answer alive. And he's denied. It's all over.
New York Rangers wins the shootout, 6-round goal, Vincent Trocheck. Igor Shesterkin makes the beat, and fans goes with the shot. That doesn't settle it in for Igor Shesterkin. That only makes it one chance. If you don't play it that well, you just need some higher opportunity.
Thank you all fans for joining us in tonight's game.
So that about wraps it up here in Detroit. A big shutdown for the Red Wings as the season comes to the end for the New York Rangers. But the Red Wings will serve up to see if they can keep back in the game or not. Well, that's it for now. Along my broadcast portal, along with Clayton and Son of Peace, I'm People 11. And you've been watching the Red Wings hockey on EA Sports. Thanks for watching, and good night. So long, everyone. Alright, thanks, People 11. Time for 3-star players in the game as the shootout goes on to start. Moritz Seider with only 2 assists and 4 hits. He didn't really think that was going to be comfortable, but that makes him a hard, crucial hit. Then, the 2nd-star player in the game goes to Igor Shesterkin with 42 saves in the game. He only does this to give that one a huge stopping effort. And tonight's 1st-star player in the game goes to John Gibson, 52 saves in a row. Doesn't mean it when he has it. And here are the final statistics. 54 over 44 shots on goal for New York Rangers over Detroit. 39 over 23 shots that are to hit for New York Rangers. 1539 over 402 for New York Rangers. The 91 over 83 passing effectiveness for Detroit Red Wings. And it was 29 over 20 face-off wins for Detroit. And it was 7-minute penalty kill over 5-minute penalty kill for Detroit Red Wings. No power play goals. It was not enough to make the win. So that is it. It all has done to be now for the end of the season for NHL 26, as we will continue the game of the night before the postseason. We'll see things soon here on the other side of it, but if you wanted to stay up to date for Son of Peace's channel, be sure to stick around and subscribe to this channel. Leave their thoughts in the comment box below. If you have any recommendation, if you would like to see any of the great contents from reactions, from skits, or any other kind. That'll be a lot of it right around the board, and the game of the night will continue here for the NHL 26. So thanks for joining us for the regular season, and as for the new season, we will have a secondary channel to get things started off, as you'll find out if anything is on the line. So thanks for watching, and so long everyone for a while as the NHL 26 of the regular season on EA Sports Style. This is Roy Cruz and Terry Cruz signing out. Thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
If you don't, somebody will.